Today's segment is brought to you by Model Music Management. I hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 3 of Fan Size, and we will be reviewing episodes 5 and episode 6 of season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes, and my name is... or you can follow me on social media at Simp241.
And you can follow me on the Soch, on Twitter at Thick as a Fork, and on Instagram. What's my Instagram name? Brystal Briss.
Yeah, sorry, y'all. This just...
Corona, you guys.
Well, no, not
Quarantine.
even that. It's just this was a difficult episode for me, but we won't go into that just yet. But anyway, so let's start with just get right to the maxi challenge. The maxi challenge was oh, back up, wait, guest star.
No introductions.
We did.
No, I'm talking about
That's what I'm saying. We were just gonna go straight to the maxi challenge.
Okay.
Because I mean, she's there, and plus we have to make it shorter. But anyway, so yeah, the maxi challenge, Gay's Anatomy.
It was cute. I
You
liked
liked
it. It was cute. But only thing, I didn't catch all the references because I'm not a Grey's Anatomy girl.
Same.
You know, I love me some Shonda. Shout out to Scandal. You know what I'm saying? Shmurda and all of those shows. But Grey's Anatomy is just not something that I'm into. But it was fun. It was Aiden. Oh.
Right. So basically they had two of the queens, Nikki and Gigi. They had to pick a pink pill as far as who was gonna be in charge of the casting. That was for that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. I just had it. Yeah. But anyway, so my top performer for that one was Widow, based off of the rehearsals. I like how she did her little baby thing. She was like, "Get this
Widow
baby out
funny.
of me" with the glitter bomb and all that stuff. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cute. Well, who was your top performer?
My top performer was actually Widow as well. I wrote that down because even though Widow didn't get the part that she wanted originally, she still took the part that she had and made like the best out of it. It was super funny.
Yeah.
Had like a lot of improv jokes. But I also really liked Aiden's character. It was funny. Oh.
Yeah.
Literally been doing that since we watched the episode. Like that was funny.
Yeah, I don't get what was going on with Widow anyway. Why she wanted to play something like more serious. She was like, I don't know.
I think it's because Widow didn't want to be like typecasted. Because if you think about the improv challenge, it was like the drunk, like she don't want to be put into, drag queens don't like boxes.
That's true.
So,
well,
yeah.
They like certain types of boxes.
They don't like boxes.
So my worst for that one was actually Nikki. She could have went a lot farther with the whole baby thing, and she missed some of the lines. What's his name?
Carson?
Yes, kept telling her, speak more French, and she just stopped.
To take her character further, yeah.
It wasn't, that was bad.
I thought the way that they edited together the rehearsals, I honestly didn't think Nikki was the worst until they played like the whole thing out. Cause I felt like the editing was making it seem like Jada didn't do well.
That was true too.
But when it all came together, it was cute. But yeah, Nikki, but also Heidi didn't do great. Like I think, I
don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like if she, nothing against Crystal, but if she didn't have that whole connection thing with the fork thing, she probably would have been able to do better in that one.
Yeah, and the fact that Crystal got better reviews, like I didn't see it.
Yeah.
By the way, Crystal's makeup.
Yeah.
Just she's been doing so well.
Getting better.
I'm so proud of Crystal with her makeup. But like I didn't see they was giving her a lot on the runway, and I
yeah.
I didn't see it.
It was definitely not there.
Moving on.
Right.
Planet of the Capes.
Yes.
That was the runway.
The runway category is Planet of the Capes. First up was Jada Essence Hall. She had like this pink, in her opinion, dramatic and Jimmy Neutron reference cape with the high shoulders and all that stuff. And she had this do that Normani said reminded her of Halle Berry and Baps, which I completely agree with. How did you feel about Jada's?
Jada was my favorite. Like, obvi, we all know I love Jada. That bodysuit, like, it was just the way it fit. It had the stoning in the right places. It was pink. Obviously, I love pink. That's my favorite color. And then the updo was everything. She had the hair accessory. She had the exaggerated shoulder on the cape. Like, it was a great way to just open the runway, just like from head to foot, from eyelash to toenail, like everything just looked amazing on Jada. Like, I really loved it. Like, for real.
I'm gonna go to who I think was my favorite for this runway, and it was actually Jackie. She surprised me. I finally see what you were saying. Like, she's coming to fruition. It was like, it was good. It was like this, she had like this yellow headpiece thing. It was just, it was
very Jasmine Arabian Nights type of genie in a bottle.
Definitely. It was a good look for Jackie. She had, like I said before, she wasn't the one that really stood out to me, but now she's starting to do that.
Yeah. And I just honorable mention to Aiden, because that black cape number that he
Silence of the Lambs.
It was so good. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Like, it was really good. Like, shout out to Aiden for that one. Who was your worst?
My worst for that one was Jan. I don't think Jan's cape idea, skydiving cape look, was necessarily bad. It just wasn't the best one out of everyone for me.
I thought it was terrible. Jan was also one of my worst. It was a tie between the worst for me, between Jan and Britta. But Jan, it wasn't a cape.
Yeah.
It was a parachute.
Yeah.
The challenge was Planet of the Capes. Follow directions.
Yeah.
It'll take you far.
And it was the same with Britta and Nikki as well.
Exactly.
And because Nikki was gonna be my top, but because of the early
jacket reveal, she could have pulled like a we getting off Jan. Hold on. Britta had like this chiffon, very thin, very not cape.
It was the what's the leather stuff at the bottom, and it was like chaps, and
it was like a mermaid gown, and then
it was
giving
cute, but it wasn't the challenge. It was more so paying attention to the body type and the cape. I mean the chaps instead of the cape, because it was just a piece of fabric.
If the runway was the category, if it was like leather was the category,
leather chaps,
then she'd win hands down. Right. But the cape just wasn't accentuated. Also going to Nikki, the only issue with hers was the reveal, because what she had on was very cute, but how she kept on that jacket and did like remember Chad Michaels season where I forgot what the category was, but he did the reveal and kind of just drooped it off the back but never dropped the jacket and kind of just walked off like that. If Nikki would have done something like that, I think it would have read completely different, and it would have saved her on the runway had she not thrown. Because she had like this little piece of fabric hanging. Well. It looked like an afterthought.
As well.
Like, so.
Next up was Gigi, True Beverly Hills. I liked it. Again, it wasn't my favorite. Yeah, it was one that was, I could see a lot of women wearing, or a lot of drag queens, just people in general wearing. But it wasn't my favorite, but it was still a pretty good one, especially coming from Gigi.
Yeah. Gigi's always going to give you a look at the end of the day.
Heidi in Closet, and she had this all black with the rainbow cape. It wasn't my best for Heidi. Brystal?
It was bad for Heidi. That's the worst I've seen Heidi look so far. Like, and my expectation for Heidi is very high. So for her to wear that, it was just like a cop out kind of.
Well, I mean, again, I agree, but I'm saying again, like you said last time, they have so many outfits that they bring that match that range, and she couldn't make anything else that fit. That was the best thing she had to fit that category.
They got a whole fabric wall. That's all I'm saying. You could take a piece of fabric and no, because that's what Jan did. And that's why. Okay, never mind.
Next up was Crystal Method, and she had this tropical princess little. It gave me a little very 70s vibe-ish going on.
With the pants. And it was cute. It was cute. It was very cute. I liked it.
Last is Widow that we haven't talked about. She had like this watermelon look. It was a watermelon.
And she had a reveal. I told you, drag queens, nipples, a thing. It's a thing, Lorenzo.
She had nipples. Speaking of going back to the Grey's Anatomy real quick, how do you feel about them bringing Talia back? You know, they brought her in like
that was so shady, but she was a Brock ally.
I don't know.
A fierce Brock ally. I thought she went home.
Exactly, she did. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe they filmed it before she left. I don't know. It was shady.
But moving on to the bottom two. Well, first of all, let's take a step back. So it came down to the bottom five of the episode, and it was Jada, Britta, Heidi, Crystal, and Nikki. And RuPaul basically had everybody say who they feel like out of the five of them should go home. And you want to tell them who everybody picked?
Yeah, so Jada chose Heidi based off the challenge. Who should go home was the question. So Jada chose Heidi, Britta chose Nikki, Heidi chose Nikki, Crystal chose Nikki, Nikki chose Nikki at first, and then when they were like, oh well, you can't choose yourself, who do you pick? She chose Heidi. So going into that, the segue, the bottom two ended up being Heidi and Nikki. Now, I know you feel strongly about this bottom two. Do you agree with the bottom two? And if you don't agree, part two of the question, who should have been your bottom two?
Based off of the challenge.
We're challenging runway. That's what it's always based on.
Well, in a sense, no. Mm-mm.
You don't agree?
No, I don't. I think it should have. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just distraught.
He feels strongly about this, guys. You can hear it in his voice.
I'm just, how you feel?
Well, I feel like the bottom two should have been, I don't think that Heidi should have been in the bottom. I protest. I think that it should have been Nikki and Crystal in the bottom based on the challenge. But because if we're basing it on the challenge, Heidi and Nikki, I guess I can understand that. Mm-hmm. But if we're basing it on the runway, I think I might agree, friend. Mm-hmm. Because even though I didn't like necessarily, Crystal was cute on the runway, but she killed both of Heidi and Nikki on the runway. Right. So yeah, to say that I agree with the bottom two because of the fact that it's based on challenge and runway. Right. So, and she met the challenge. She had a cape. It looked well put together. It looked polished. So Crystal, you know what I'm saying? She pulled through on that one. Yeah, but
it's true. She did.
The lip sync was good though.
Yes, it was. So the bottom two, yes, was Nikki and Heidi. And they had to lip sync, and it was really good. It was really good. Lip-sync. Heidi pulled it out and did what she had to do. And
Heidi said she wasn't going home.
Yeah.
Heidi said she was not going home. That was her stage. Heidi said, "This is my stage. I'm not going home." And Nikki, I feel like very much like, I don't want to say gave up, but it's like she let Nikki take it from her, because my eyes were, Heidi, she let Heidi take it from her. My eyes never left Heidi the whole the whole time. And she was standing and pointing. That's what Nikki was giving. And I don't know if you saw when she was doing a little backup thing on the runway. If Nikki wouldn't have moved, Heidi would have run her over. Like, she gave it. To Heidi.
Congratulations to Heidi. So, with that being said, my top 4 is now down 1. So, goodbye to Nikki.
Also, my top 4 is down 1. Goodbye to Nikki. However, Nikki was your top.
Yes, she was
that was
top.
Your
That's
winner.
The one who I expect, like you said before, like who do we? I expected her to win just based off of what she was giving me in the first episode, and like we always do. That's what I took, and we based it off of that. But as time went down, she didn't deliver. Damn. But hey.
And now you can. Who's your top now?
I mean. Who's my top? Heidi.
Now you can openly stand for Heidi.
I'm team Heidi. That's it.
All the way in.
Take this thing. That's it.
Let's go, Heidi. Yeah, my top 4. We're down 1, so neither one of us, knew what we were talking about based off the first episode. But so who's still left in your top 4?
Gigi, Aiden, and Heidi. Yes, with Widow Von Du as Miss Congeniality. And
I still have Gigi, Jada, and Widow with Heidi as my Miss Congeniality. So, R.I.P. to Nikki. You're still fierce. You're great. You're fashion. You're beautiful. You look like Linda Evangelista. No, you watch Drag Race, you'll catch that reference.
So leave a comment below. Let us know how you guys feel about Nikki and Heidi being in the bottom. Do you agree that Heidi was right to win and Nikki should have gone, or who would you have rather seen go home? And with that, let's take a break.
Okay, guys, welcome back to Take a Break with Brystal, and this is the third step, essentially, or the third part of my face that I do when I do a full face of makeup. My eyes. As you can see, I already did one eye off camera because it takes a while, and y'all will be here for 45 minutes trying to watch me do both of my eyes, and we ain't got that kind of time. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. And as I do my eye. So the first thing you want to start off with is a concealer to as your base. You always want to have some type of eyeshadow base. And they make eyeshadow bases, but concealer is just way more convenient because you already have it, because you're already going to use it. And I like to use the Fenty, well, that's what I'm using right now, Fenty Beauty concealer. You want to use your highlight shade and not your contour shade for when you're doing your eyeshadow base, because you want to have it you want the colors to show up. So that's what the concealer is essentially doing. It's letting it's allowing the colors to be as pigmented like they're supposed to be, if that makes sense. And then I just take my beauty blender and kind of just blend that a little bit all over the eye. So when you, so you'll get your whole eye. And you want to blend that in. I hope you guys are enjoying these, because it's content. We're quarantined. Got the Miss Rona. She's running rampant and doing her thing, child. But anyway, let's not get on that. The next step I like to do is, as a transition shade, I don't see too many browns that I like. So I use my bronzer shade, the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer. And this is in the shade Cappuccino. And I feel for me, that's my perfect transition shade. So what I'm going to do is take a brush by Eco Tools. It's a blending brush. And then I'm just going to take it. And I'm going to just blend that up into the corner and kind of just blend it all over my eye. And you always want to do a transition shade. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot, guys. So sorry. I take setting powder and it catches fallout. So you take the setting powder as if you're gonna bake, and you're gonna take it and you put that underneath the eye. You don't need like a super thick layer of it, but you take it and you go underneath your eye, and that's gonna catch all of the fallout from whatever you're doing. Because if you're someone like me who doesn't do eyeshadow before everything else, because some people do that. Some people, eyeshadow is the first thing that they do, but that's not what I do. And then this is gonna catch everything, so you don't ruin your makeup. But like I was saying, so I'm looking into the mirror and trying to stay in the frame, so bear with me. But yeah, you want to use a transition shade because you don't want your colors to be like super blunt. Kind of, you don't want it to look like, I don't know if you guys used to watch the Drew Carey show, but the character Mimi, she had that blue eyeshadow, and it was just no color blocking. It wasn't transitioned properly. Like, it was a mess. Kind of like how they did like in the 80s, essentially. Like, they didn't really use transition shades in the 80s. It was just like neon, neon, neon in the 80s. So you got that transition shade. And so now that my transition shade is set, I'm going to go ahead and flip this brush. I like this brush because it has a dual head, and I'm going to use this side of the brush for my lids. And today I'm using the box of crayons by Super Scent, Crayon Case Beauty. They make really good products. I also have like their brushes and things like that because it's really good products, and you know, I support Black business. And this is so super cute, guys. Like, look at all these colors. When I first got it, this one came broken and I cried. Like, literally I cried. But it was such a really good shade, and this has so much like versatility. Like, I love using this palette and like playing in makeup. So the first shade I'm going to use is the purple right here. This is the first shade that I used, and I'm just going to take it and open up the mirror. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you just want to place that on your lid, because that's going to be the base of like my lid color is going to be this purple right here. You want to go in and you just want to just stipple that in. You don't want to wipe it off. You kind of want to just dab it in onto your lid. As you can see, you just want to go like that right there. A smudge brush or a flat lid brush, it'll be the best for that. And like I said, as you can see, I'm having fallout, and it's getting caught by that setting powder that I used before. So you want to get that in there. And the good thing about this makeup palette is that these colors are super pigmented, so you don't really have to worry about it. And then next, I'm going to take the crayon case brush, the small cream brush, and I'm going to dab it into violet right here. And then you just want to dab that in there and just pat it onto your eye. You want to make sure that it gets all the way on there. With a lot of these glittery colors like this, it really works to have like a wet brush. This brush has already been wet from when I did this eye, but you want to just, you can spray it a couple times, give it a little spritz with your setting powder just to bring out like the fullness of the color. Because if you put it on like a dry brush and try to put it onto your eye, it's gonna look a little dull. And you don't want dull eyeshadow. You spend all this time on your makeup. You want it to look nice. You want it to look, you know, bomb or whatever. Don't mind me. Anyway, so that is how you want to do that. So then you have that color on there. And on these colors every day. Like, I don't do like a full face of makeup every day. I just felt like it would be fun to show you guys what I do when I do want to put on a full face. Most of the time I'm putting bronzer and blush on my eyes and calling it, you know, just for some color definition and calling it a day. Next, I'm taking my medium blending brush with the color yellow, and I'm going above the lid, like right in the crease. Taking that, going right in the crease, just to give it a little bit of, you know, definition, taking away that harsh line that I just made with the purple, and that yellow on top of that bronzer color gives it a little bit more of a Lakers kind of feel, you know. Whew, almost made myself tear up. R.I.P. Kobe. Do a little bit more over here. It's okay. Anyway, that was tragic. Y'all, 2020 has been letting us have it. You know I'm not the first person to say that, and I know I won't be the last, but girl, can we make it through the first quarter before, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, every single month, man, she's been letting us have it. Anyway, so you take that and you want to make sure it's blended, because y'all know I will rant. But you want to make sure that it's blended in and it looks, you know, it looks nice. You want to, and also you don't want to blend so much that your colors get muddy. So what you want to do is kind of hold the brush lightly and then kind of just blend it softly. Because if your hand is all the way up here on the brush and you're right here with it, you're putting too much pressure like on the brush, and so it's not gonna go soft. It's gonna like dig into your eye. So you want to have it like here, and then you just, you know, kind of blend it like that. Because what I learned with doing makeup is a lot of it is proper use of. Okay, yeah, so that's how you hold the brush. You want to make sure that you're holding it and like doing it lightly, because what I learned from doing makeup is that if you know how to use the tools properly, it becomes so much easier. So the next thing we're gonna do is take a liner brush and go to use the baby blue color right here. And I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna go in the mirror and I'm going to just line my under eye. You want to start at the inner corner. Let's see if I move up for this so you guys can see. I'm gonna start at the inner corner, and then you're just gonna work your way backwards. Again, hold the brush so you're not so harsh that you poke yourself in the eye. I'm gonna start right there. You kind of want to smudge it and bring it down. You don't want to bring it down so low. You want to keep it on your lower lash line. And it's just like a fun little to do. For me, the bottom line is my favorite part of the eyeshadow. That's like my favorite thing to do. It's kind of my signature thing. And sometimes the color that I choose to use at the bottom doesn't even match. Like now, this icy blue doesn't go, but it does because I put it there. So there's that. So I just put whatever color under there and it goes. I like the way that it looks. So full disclosure, I don't know how to do eyeliner. I just don't. I try to learn, it just doesn't come out right. I'm sure if I sat down with it and tried to, you know, really put my all into it, I'd be able to do it, but that is not the case. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue on. And the next thing that I'm gonna do is just brush off, because we're done putting on the eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna brush off that excess powder. And as you can see, none of the fallout remains on your face. And then normally I would finish my blush, bronzer, and everything, set my makeup, and then put my mascara on. But for the purposes of this video, I will go ahead and put on my mascara just to show you guys how I do it because it's a part of the eye. So what I do is I don't know where I bought this from, but it has like a volumizing primer. So I don't even know what brand it is. I might have got it from the hair store if I'm being honest. But I use a primer and I just go in and prime my lashes like this. I'm trying not to make the crazy faces. Y'all know those crazy faces we be making when we put mascara on and be like. Line the bottom lashes, or not line, but prime the bottom lashes as well. And then I'm going to take my Pat McGrath Labs mascara. This is like, it's called Fetish Eyes Mascara. This is everything, guys. I promise you, like, I love this mascara. And the trick to mascara is you go from the bottom and then you go up like that in the kind of motion where you're just, you don't want to be super rough with it. You want to be smooth and you want to make sure you try and coat every single lash. And it helps because, you know, if you know how to use both of your hands, like ambidextrous style, I don't know if I said that right, but if you know how to use both your hands like that, it makes a huge difference because then you can get into both your inner corners. And that is just something that I've had to learn. And I just go along the bottom a couple times, do a couple coats on that. I personally don't wear false lashes. I've tried them before and I've tried strip lashes and extension lashes and it's just not my thing. So this is the finished look. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the slow-mo Instagram blink. Okay, y'all know I'm silly. But yeah, so like planning makeup is fun. I love it. On our next video, I will go ahead and finish out the face, and that'll be blush, bronzer, highlighter, and do my lips. I'm excited about that because, you know, this is where the fun starts. The face starts to really come together. And I hope you guys are enjoying these installments of Take a Break with Brystal because I'm enjoying making them. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at BrystalBris. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Thick as a Fork. And now we're going back to Fansage. Okay, guys, welcome back. Hopefully you got some really cute eye makeup ideas from Take a Break with Brystal. You know, shameless plug. But we're gonna move on to episode 6. It is the Snatch Game.
Yes. So with this one, the Snatch Game, we're just gonna talk about who each character or who each person portrayed and how we felt about it. So let's.
I don't want to cut you off, but prior to them learning that it was a Snatch Game, you know how they go right after the elimination and they go and they talk and they read the mirror.
Yeah.
Britta is delusional, y'all. Like, she was like, I shouldn't have been in the bottom.
Still coming for Aiden.
I don't know how some people could just sleep. You literally glued balls on a corset. Like, girl, no, that wasn't it. That wasn't that one. That was the episode before. See, she always coming for Aiden, so I get them all mixed up. But it's like, she just thinks so much of herself, and she
was like, why is she still confused as to why she was in the bottom? And like, I was like, at this point, if you don't know, then just look. Well, you gotta look.
Britta's a hater. Like, like, come on, girl. I just had to get that out. Yeah. I'm over it now.
So, well, first up for the Snatch Game was Heidi, and she had portrayed Leslie Jones.
Her Leslie, and that's how she was saying it, Leslie Jones, was cute, but Vanjie told her not to do it. they really recommended that she do Phaedra. And I really think that she would have done Phaedra well. I understand, like, you don't really know the character of Phaedra, but apparently they get behind the scenes, they get time to research these people. So she could have done a little bit. There's not, you know, Southern Belle, that's what Heidi gives anyway.
Yeah.
So
it would have been natural, something natural for her.
Right. Her Leslie Jones was cute though. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, but I just really wanted her to do Phaedra. I really would have loved to see her do Phaedra. But she was funny. She wasn't like hilarious, but she was funny. It was witty.
Yeah. I can kind of get where Heidi was coming from on that one as far as like doing Leslie Jones, because she wanted to stick to what she knew, obviously, because she even said, she was like, I don't reference to Phaedra as much, and I'm the same way because I don't really watch Real Housewives like that. I know who she is, but I don't know her enough to reference her in the way that they were trying to get Heidi to do. But her Leslie was good. She did some stuff that I've seen Leslie do before.
Yeah.
I just don't think she did it in a more referenceable, is that a word, referenceable?
Maybe.
I don't know. But she did it in a more referenceable way for them to get that, you know, it didn't really sit with them the right way.
It just didn't go...
To make it funny.
Yeah, it just didn't go far enough. Because you remember, we stand Leslie Jones on the last episode because she was a guest judge. And it just didn't... It was a very toned down Leslie. Because Leslie Jones is loud. She's a huge personality. But... it wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. I'm not, you know, I wrote on point. Like she gave you like her mannerisms, but I feel like it could have went. It could have gone further.
Could have gone a lot further. Next up was Jackie Cox, and she did Lisa Rinna. That's another housewife.
Yes. So Beverly Hills Housewives. When I was into reality TV, as far as like non-competition reality TV, like when Beverly Hills first came out, Lisa was like, Jackie had her on point because she's always trying to sell you something. She's always drinking. She always talk about how she was a duchess at one point. Like it gave that. Like it was really good. She was so funny. Like it was good. I enjoyed it. Like I caught the references.
I agree. And even though, like I said, I didn't get the references, she still made it funny to me, you know, because like I was saying, I lived for this Jackie that came out. Like
I told you, a sleeper. I told you.
I mean, hey, you did what you did, but you're still not in my top 4. But all right. Next up was Jada Essence Hall, and she did Cardi B. Cute. I
literally wrote cute.
Like Heidi, she didn't sell it enough. For me, I feel like she could have did a few extra and she didn't.
She could have
and that would have really set it over the top. But she didn't do any. She did an it was like a little faint one.
But it wasn't like
it was like it wasn't a Cardi
you know, Cardi B. Coronavirus.
Right. Yeah. But
be safe, guys. Stay in the house.
Continue to be safe.
Okay. Only go to the grocery store when needed. If you're an essential worker, shout out to all the nurses and the doctors. But no, for real, y'all. Anyway, back to it. But stay safe. We all trying to go outside this summer. Like,
next up was Jan Bernadette Peters.
Bernadette Peters. Shout out to the reference I made a couple. What was it? The first episode or second, whatever episode we were talking about Cinderella.
Yeah.
She played the stepmom, and that was my introduction to Bernadette Peters.
Yeah.
It was cute, you know. I wrote very safe. Is what I wrote down.
It was a very safe
choice.
Play for her. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Widow.
Widow did Ike and Tina.
Tina.
Tonight.
Right. But she started off as Tina. What did you think about the Tina?
It was, she was giving me more Patti LaBelle than Tina. Okay. Like, I know Tina had a little mannerisms, but I got more Patti than Tina, and then she wasn't funny. Yeah, no, it wasn't funny.
I definitely agree. Her, Tina was just, it was when she switched to Ike. That's when it started becoming funny. I was like, okay, now I'm paying attention.
Even then, it wasn't even hilarious.
Yeah, it wasn't hilarious, but it was still better than her Tina.
Yes. good thing she switched, or she would have been in the bottom because that Tina was not it.
She struggled with that at the beginning of the episode and stuff too, because she was like, I don't know. She was like, I'm gonna do Tina, and then she was like, maybe I'll do Ike too, and then but yeah, good choice for her doing that.
Yeah, to change it.
Next was Gigi Good, Maria the Robot.
I had never heard of
at
Maria
all.
The Robot.
No idea who that was.
My flipping goodness.
Yeah.
Gigi was so fun. Like, we was cackling watching the episode. Like, that was funny.
That was
like, and talk about stay in character.
The entire time.
Like, it was fun. Like, her and Jackie, they were giving it. Like, Gigi was funny, man. That was funny. And for her to be a look queen and me, that's why I picked her as my winner, y'all. Like, Gigi Good. Y'all better watch out, okay?
Next up was Aiden Zane, Patricia Quinn.
Literally, I wrote down poor baby. Next.
For those of y'all that don't know, Patricia Quinn played the maid in Rocky Horror Picture Show. And long story short, Aiden Zane just referenced today's version of her, or the older version of her, not her back when she was playing the maid.
Loose reference.
Yes. So that's what the thing is. He told the judges and everybody, like, hey, I met with her personally, I've had lunch with her, and he may have been correct on the characteristics and the mannerisms that she was giving off, but he just wasn't giving anything funny. Is because people don't know her as a regular person, they know her for that character, and that's what he should have stuck to. And it's like, you gotta pick and choose your battles, but he didn't do that, y'all.
And there was no accent
at all. Yes, that is true as well. Yes, no British accent.
It had like a smoker's cough. It was cringy. it was so cringy. I was like, oh, you're coming out of the fingers sometimes.
Right.
He could have did Mae West. Like, I don't.
Britta.
Ooh.
Jennifer Holliday.
I literally wrote terrible because Jennifer Holliday should not have been disrespected like Britta.
What was with the impression? She was doing it wasn't.
Y'all, it was so bad.
So I have a confession to make. When they first, I thought she was doing Jennifer Hudson at first. All I heard was Jennifer Hudson. I didn't hear Jennifer Holliday until like after the Snatch game. I was like, oh, she did Jennifer Holliday. So when she was doing the impression and stuff, I was like, Jennifer Hudson never did that. So
meanwhile,
anyway.
Dreamgirls is one of my favorite Broadway musicals and one of my favorite reinterpreted movies. So I knew exactly who Jennifer Holliday was. Shout out to Victoria.
Right. I know. That's what I'm saying. But I know that she was doing Jennifer Holliday from it, but I thought they said Jennifer Hudson. So
and that's, and that's the shade because when Ru was like, said something about Jennifer Hudson, and then Britta was like, who?
Yeah.
Who? Like, so that was shady, but it was bad.
Yeah.
It was, and y'all know, I be talking all this crap about Britta, but I'm right. And it was bad. It was bad, y'all. I'm sorry.
Virgos. Crystal Method. Poppy.
No. I don't know who that is.
No, I don't know who that is. Apparently she's a younger, or a star, some type of star reference for the younger generation.
I'll be 30 this year.
Right.
I have no idea.
But yeah,
no
I have
idea
no idea who Poppy is. But yeah, even with that being said, like the judges said, she didn't sell it enough for people who don't know who Poppy is to know and like her. So yeah, it wasn't working for us. Crystal, moving on.
Yeah. Her makeup was cute though.
Yeah, it was cute.
It was cute.
The runway, Frozen Eleganza. First up, Heidi in Closet.
Listen.
Yes.
Okay, listen. Because Heidi gave it was just very much Russian
Empress,
royalty.
White Wonderland.
Like, Ugh.
To the T.
Angelina Jolie and Salt, and she, had to dress up before she went to kill those people. Just very Katya when Katya first came into the workroom on her season. We'll put a picture of Katya because a lot of y'all probably don't know who Katya is, but
no, it's okay. We're just talking about season 12, Queens. But moving on.
Hater. Who? Okay.
Jackie Cox.
Again, very gorgeous. It was very. I kind of got Tron. I saw what she was going for with like the flower-esque like in your face like that. I really liked it.
Yeah. She said it was supposed to be the homage to Elsa's crown or whatever, like just the dress piece. But yeah, like I said, it was
very cute.
It was a good look from Jackie. Something again, like I said, she's stepping her game up in my opinion. So it's not just borderline safe.
Quite to Lorenzo, too little, too late though, Jackie.
Right. Next up was Jada Essence Hall, and she had this polar ice goddess. That's what I wrote down.
She had my favorite look. Is what she had.
Yeah.
It was very White Walker, street walker, legs, shoulders. Just, it was everything. I loved it. It was so well put together.
Definitely.
Very well structured. Like, if I had the body, I'd wear that. But it looked really good.
Next up was Jan.
What did you write for Jan?
The same White Walker, water throne look. It was very theatrical because she's like I guess that was a reveal.
Her White Walker was not giving what Jada's White Walker was giving, number one. I just wrote cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wrote cute.
It was theatrical because it looked like she had the water, like the ice was melting. I don't know, whatever she
It was safe, like her Snatch game.
Next was Widow Von Du, and she did, I put Titanic realness. Some people didn't really get it or like it, but she had like this, what's it called? The lifesaver thing over her neck, and she had a whistle. She was referencing Rose on the Titanic blowing the whistle, but not everybody got that because Titanic is my favorite movie. I'm just going to say that. But,
y'all remember how he was with the Cinderella reference with Nikki Doll?
That's how she felt.
This is how I feel about this.
Now she gets it.
Like, so, I'm like...
Yeah. But like I said, I felt like she did too much by having the life vest.
But I think that's probably what sold it, because if she didn't have that, it would have just been brown bottoms with the white top and a whistle, and then that's not the challenge.
I mean, but... And, well, to go around all of that, what part of that says Frozen Elegant?
I guess technically it was an iceberg, so it's frozen.
When she was in the water and they were
she had the little things in her face.
I'm sorry.
Y'all see where I'm coming from, though, right?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that didn't sit with me because Anyway, Gigi Good, ice cream shop. She looked like the ice cream parlor person with her big ice cream cone.
I wrote fashion. Because that's what Gigi gives you.
Yeah.
Fashion.
I could see that. Yeah, I definitely see the fashion in that. Yeah, she should brand those and sell them to all these. Go and open her own ice cream shop or something.
UN. Fashion. I know I spelled fashion wrong. Don't come for me. I spelled it like that on purpose.
Aiden's Aiden. But Aiden had this snow look. It was supposed to be like a Yeti type blue thing, and he had like a Yeti mouth right here and the eyes up here. It was like he just threw it together, to be completely honest. It wasn't. It was like, it looked like, I don't know. It looked like somebody ripped off the Cookie Monster mouth and just stuck it on the top of his dress. And he was like, I'm just gonna wear it. They didn't even bother to cut out the sides of it because that's the cardboard cut out. They just left the little frillies on the side. But, what did you think about Aiden's?
I just wrote, nah. And that walk. Chi Chi DeVane before she was on
Chi
All
Chi
Stars.
was better than that. I know exactly which one you're talking about for Chi Chi.
That neon realness.
That was better than that. What Aiden had.
Oh, maybe.
I think so.
Ooh, maybe. Y'all, it was bad.
Speaking of rainbow, next up was Brita. And Brita had this plush rainbow going down with the white mink. And gotta give props where props are due. Good job, Brita, because you look good. You look amazing. Finally, I can see some type of whatever the people in New York see, because before now, nah.
Listen, Brita was almost my favorite. If I didn't live for Jada, like I live for Jada, Brita would have been my favorite. Let us start with the dress. How it was iridescent, reflective, going all the way down to the floor. You couldn't tell what color it was because every time she turned the corner, it was a different color. And then her makeup looked freaking amazing. Like, I don't know if she got somebody else to paint her face or if she tried a new contour trick or whatever, but it looked amazing, down to the nails that matched her hair, that matched the shoes. Brita worked it on this runway, and had her snatch game been better, she would have won, because y'all know how I literally 5 minutes ago was just talking about how terrible Brita did and how, you know, how much I hate her, but she freaking did that. And like you said, like, we're finally getting to see what she sees in herself.
Yes.
Because if that runway is any indication of what she's giving people in New York,
I'm here for
then
it.
Hey, I'm sold.
Right.
I'm buying a ticket.
Right.
Like that.
Lastly, was Crystal Method.
I wrote cute top.
Cute top. Yep. She did this Mr. Freeze look, ice all over. She was blue, and it was very blended in one ice looking color. I don't know, but it was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute.
It's cute.
I liked it. Yeah. So moving on to the
who won?
Oh, for the who won? Gigi.
Obvi.
Yeah, for the challenge winner. Yes, y'all know Gigi pulls the looks.
It's funny she pulls looks. She's America's Next Drag Superstar.
Unknown yet, but we'll see. Heidi's still in the top. But the bottom two were Aiden, Zane, and Brita.
Another one of your faves, friend. How are you feeling?
Like I said, at this point, I'm Team Heidi, so
I'm sick of it.
I mean, it's not like I'm just.
I'm sick of it.
I mean, hey, if you take an L, you just gotta pick up and move on. What am I gonna do? Just feel sad about like the past and stuff. Nothing I can do about it now. I just gotta go on. So, Team Heidi.
Did you agree with the bottom two?
Yeah, because I feel like, I just feel like Brita's look could have been enough to save her, but for the snatch game, nah, Jennifer Holliday, it wasn't there though. Yeah, and Aiden, I don't know what him and Patricia Quinn had going. So they both, based off of the snatch game, they both deserve to be in the bottom two.
I disagree. I think the bottom two should have been Crystal and Aiden because of Brita's runway look. Because if it's supposed to go, like, runway and challenge, if that's what we're basing tops and bottoms off of, then, like, Brita killed them both on the runway. Like, her look was amazing, and theirs was, like you said about Aiden, looked like he put it together in 5 minutes. And Crystal had a cute top and a blue face. So Brita brought it, but so I think Brita should have been safe. Just based on that.
I think both of Crystal's saves were what the the Snatch game was safe because some people got the reference of the poppy, but not everybody. And then her runway look was safe. And that's where I was looking at it.
Okay, I can see it. How'd you feel about the lip sync?
The lip sync, that was everything. Britta did her thing. She did her thing. Britta won. She did her thing.
The bitch
it was time to let it go. Yeah, she did exactly what she needed to do.
She came out there with sparklers and fireworks and poppers and just...
Definitely surprised that she surprised us in the runway look. She surprised us this entire episode.
Just shout out to Britta. And y'all know I probably felt differently on the next episode. Because, disdain. But she did that. That lip sync was amazing. And I just felt bad for Aiden because he ain't got no rhythm. Yeah. So that kind of, and his lips.
And it didn't,
and it didn't read.
Work,
it didn't.
Nothing was in Aiden's favor for that particular moment because I don't think he's ever performed like he said on the first episode in front of people. Yeah. And so he didn't have that type of experience that Britta had. So, and it bit him in the ass. So, but
how's your top four looking, friend?
2 down in a damn row, y'all. And it's some shit. It's some shit.
Team Heidi, huh?
Team Heidi, man. So
she gonna carry home.
That's 2 down in my top 4, y'all. Nikki gone. Now Aiden gone. It's up to Gigi and damn Heidi. I'm rooting for Heidi. Team Heidi with Miss Widow Von Du as Congeniality. Hell, might as well just put Widow back in my top. Yeah, damn dude.
You got the space.
Right. Nah, no, I'm gonna just leave it at that. We just they can't add no characters this week, or no members or whatever. But yeah, how's your top 4 looking?
They're looking great. Gigi Good still winning things, collecting these things. You know, she's still at the top of her game. I picked her to win. Jada's still out here slaying you with these shoulders. Widow, she's here, and Heidi from Miss Congeniality, yay!
So. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode. Did you agree with Aiden going home and Britta and him being in the top 2 or the bottom 2? Who did you guys want to see go home, or who did you want to see in the bottom that wasn't there? But until next time, we will see you on the next episode of Fan Size.
Bye. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Fan Size. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.